Hi. If your sense of smell is not very good because you've had a blocked nose or just not breathed through your nose for some time, then at very little cost and effort you can try smell training, also called olfactory training. This video is based on research studies by Professor Thomas Hummel in 2009 and a follow-up study by Dr Zara Patel in 2017. You'll need 4 essential oils: rose, lemon, cloves and eucalyptus. These can be bought from any source. They don't need to be any particular make or quality. Each oil should be sniffed for 10 to 15 seconds, and I'd recommend that you sniff with each nostril separately. When I started this, with my right nostril I could smell a little, but I couldn't smell anything through my left nostril. Within 4 weeks, my left nostril improved substantially and the right nostril also improved. So you sniff each oil in turn, little sniffs rather than one big one, and leave a gap of around 15 seconds before you sniff the next one. In fact, by the time you've put the top back on the one you've smelt, picked up the next one, shaken it, unscrewed it, 15 seconds has passed. So the whole thing takes just a couple of minutes. There's no particular order, so I suggest just picking them at random. Okay. Okay, rose. If you can't smell very much at all, then just try to imagine the smell. Lemon, nice. Personally, I find this is quite a weak smell. Clove, very strong now on the right side. I don't really need to test it on the right side anymore. Eucalyptus. I find this so strong now on the right side that it's unpleasant, so I mostly only smell this one through my left nostril. How often should I practice? In the studies, people were asked to practice twice a day for 12 weeks, but there's no reason why you shouldn't do this more often or continue for longer. Also, I think it's a good idea, if you have a few moments while you're boiling the kettle in the kitchen, to sniff coffee or black pepper or vanilla or nutmeg, anything that will encourage your smell neurons to start working. Why these smells? Professor Hummel chose scents to represent 4 types of smell based on a classification of odours, sometimes called an odour prism. For flowery, he chose rose; for fruity, lemon; for spicy, cloves; and resinous, eucalyptus. Does it work? With a poor sense of smell, most people notice improvements within a week. I certainly did. With a complete loss of smell, anosmia, the results are not so good. Professor Hummel's study was on people with a complete loss of smell, and 30% showed improvement after 12 weeks. Dr Zara Patel's was also on people with complete loss of smell, and 32% experienced some improvement after 12 weeks. Improvement was seen in people who had suffered smell loss due to respiratory infection, head trauma, and where the reason wasn't known. Smell training involves neurons growing, and that's a very, very slow process, so don't give up. Having an improved sense of smell really does improve quality of life. I've found food tastes better, and there's an additional joy to life when you smell something new or something you haven't smelt for a long time. The improvement I noticed encouraged me to look further, and now I've added a few more oils into my training set. If you've completely lost your sense of smell, I suggest you try a YouTube video by an ENT doctor. They suggest to use jars rather than sniffing directly from the bottles and refrigerating the oils. But I've found when I'm really just improving my sense of smell that it's much easier to have the oils on your bedside table, and in fact it's quite pleasant to start and end the day with smell testing. Dawn Goldworm is an internationally recognised olfactive expert, and she said, "Your nose is like a muscle in the body that can be strengthened by giving it a daily workout, not with weights, but with sniffs." Okay, bye for now.